I'm already getting emotional and I just started talking. Okay, if you're here, hello. Don't know if you'll ever actually see this, but I guess if you're watching, that means I decided to upload this. Yeah, so I usually make really fun-loving, like artist diary videos just on my life as a creative person and an artist, and sometimes like more informational videos as well. So if you enjoy those, I'm glad. And if this isn't your type of video, I'll see you in the next one. There's going to be very minimal editing. I'm just going to be talking just about some things that have been on my mind lately, just as an artist. And so I'm definitely notorious for going down like YouTube video essay rabbit holes, and I've been watching a lot of content like talking about AI and especially how it's been affecting artists, and it's just, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings, so I just wanted to talk about them. I also started reading The Empire of AI by Karen Howe. I've actually seen quite a few of her interviews, very well spoken, and I didn't know she wrote a book. So as soon as I heard that she published a book, I had to get my hands on it. I'm only on page 24, and by page 16 I was already having like an existential crisis. I might read an excerpt for you, just because she was able to put a lot of how I've been feeling into words, so that might be helpful. Yeah, and another reason why I wanted to actually make this video today after my tattoo, I was tattooing today. If you look really closely, you could probably see my headlamp indent because I always have a little square on my forehead. But basically, my client today, she brought me a reference picture, which at first looked like a normal tattoo. It was like of a guardian angel, and the closer I looked, the more I just noticed certain things were off. The tattoo itself, like, it looked real, but then the closer I looked, there was just really weird design choices. And the more I looked at the design, just things were not adding up. Yeah, there was just like really weird lines that just made no sense. There was a hand that turned into a trumpet, so like she had half regular hand and then half her other hand was just a trumpet. And then I was like, oh wow, okay, this is AI. And honestly, it didn't really bother me because she came to me and put her trust in me and wanted me to change it. Like usually I ask for reference pictures and then I change it by at least 30%, if not more, and like do it in my style, but kind of use her pictures to create something brand new in my style. And it just kind of got me thinking like how important it is, or just like how grateful that I am able to do that. Like just look at the world around me or feel feelings and want to convey that in my art. Like I knew how special that tattoo was for her. Like it was representative of her, I believe it was her mom, so like having little elements special to her of her mom. And like, I'm already getting emotional and I just started talking. Anyway, I feel like that's so special, but like watching how AI now is taking over all of these creative jobs, and that it can never do that, that it just kind of takes something existing without compensation or even consent from the artist that it's taking from, and making these pictures, or whether it's paintings or music or whatever. I don't know, it's just really, like, I don't even know how to put it into words or like feelings, but even like when I'm trying to design a tattoo, like say I'm tattooing a giraffe, and in my brain I'm like, okay, I know how a giraffe looks, but like I want to look at a real picture of a giraffe as I draw it so that I know like, okay, I'm getting the exact shape of the ears right, or what are those called? They're little antenna things? I don't know what they're called. Giraffe people? Can you tell me? But stuff like that, I want to make sure that I'm drawing it, but it's still a giraffe. But now when I go on Google or Pinterest, it's just a whole bunch of AI slop, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm drawing a giraffe anatomically correct because these are all AI pictures and I don't know, you know, like it looks real, but it's like, it's just not 100% correct. And then I have to spend an extra hour sometimes just trying to find a picture that I can use. And I don't know, I'm like really grateful that I don't think AI will take over me physically doing the tattoo for someone, but it's definitely leaked into the creative process, and I just feel like it's being pushed onto me and I just don't want it. Does anyone else feel like that? Because a part of what gives me so much joy as an artist is like the process of like making something and putting my feelings into it. Like even my YouTube, for example, I look at that as a creative hobby of mine, but if AI is like editing for me or writing scripts for me, like that's not fun anymore. I'm doing this because I have something to say and I have something I want to make, and I want to be in charge of like those little decisions. And I don't know, I'm not looking down on you or judging you if you do use AI to edit, like to each their own. I know a lot of people hate editing, but I really like it. Or outside of YouTube, like, oh, my eye's twitching. I have strong feelings and my eyes twitching. If I'm like designing my coloring book, for example, I know so many people who are using AI to just create a coloring book for them, and they don't put in any of the work. But for me, that's just so like lifeless. I don't know, there's something so special about, like, for example, the coloring book I'm making. I'm in my mermaid era. Like, I am so fascinated by the ocean and like tales of mermaids, and because I'm like putting so much passion into it, like now I really want to read a whole bunch of books about mermaids because it makes me really excited. That's just something I'm so passionate about and get so much joy from, is like not only when it's done being like, wow, I made that, but like the process of like, okay, what kind of story do I want to tell? What kind of feelings do I want to put into it? And I really hope that when gonna cry again. I really hope that when I create my art, like people can relate to that and that they care about that, and like, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? I hope it's making sense. Like, I don't know. So I guess if I haven't said it outright before, like I don't use AI at all in any of my creative process. I don't use it to write scripts. I don't use it to write emails. I don't use it to draw my art for me. I don't use it at all. And I don't know, if you want to use it, like that's fine, I guess, to like do what you want to do, but I'm just saying that I don't want to lose, like I feel like for me personally, if I rely on it, I would lose so much of like just who I am as a person and what brings me joy, and I don't want to do that. And even in like my videos and like creating them, like now if I mess up, like if I stutter, like I almost want to leave that in because it shows like that I am human. Or sometimes I use a little bit of like a filter if like I'm not wearing any makeup and I feel like my skin looks horrendous. But now I'm just thinking like, you know what, I am human. I'm gonna have acne some days. I'm gonna have my headlamp indent some days. So I don't know, sorry if this is all over the place. I feel like I have so many thoughts and feelings, and yeah, I guess maybe I'm just feeling nostalgic for how it used to feel online. I'm really torn between continuing to have a YouTube channel and like wanting to post on social media with my art, like Instagram and stuff, but I feel like it's just so draining lately, and I don't know, I'm trying to use it in like an authentic way or to like build community, but it just feels really hard to do that right now. And yeah, I'm feeling quite burnt out. And this is just me talking about how it affects me as an artist and like what I am passionate about as a creative person. I'm not an expert, so I don't really feel, not that I don't want to, I feel like I can't fully articulate like the other issues that comes along with AI. Like, okay, I feel like now might be a time to read an excerpt, am I saying that right? From the book, because she said it really well, and this is more my feelings about AI as a whole and like my fears, and not necessarily to do with like specifically my creativity as an artist, but I think it's important to talk about, right? So, okay. Over the years, I found only one metaphor that encapsulates the nature of what these AI-powered players are: empires. During the long era of European colonialism, empires seized and extracted resources that were not their own and exploited the labor of the people they subjugated to mine, cultivate, and refine those resources for the empire's enrichment. They projected racist, dehumanizing ideas of their own superiority and modernity to justify and even entice the conquered into accepting the invasion of sovereignty, the theft, and the subjugation. They justified their quest for power by the need to compete with other empires. In an arms race, all bets are off. All of this ultimately served to entrench each empire's power and to drive its expansion and progress. In the simplest terms, empires amass extraordinary riches across space and time through imposing a colonial world order at great expense to everyone else. The empires of AI are not engaged in the same overt violence and brutality that marked this history, but they too seize and extract precious resources to feed their vision of artificial intelligence. The work of artists and writers, the data of countless individuals posting about their experiences and observations online, the land, energy, and water required to house and run massive data centers and supercomputers. So too do the new empires exploit the labor of people globally to clean, tabulate, and prepare the data for spinning into lucrative AI technologies. They project tantalizing ideas of modernity and posture aggressively about the need to defeat other empires to provide cover for and fuel invasions of piracy, theft, and cataclysmic automation of large swaths of meaningful economic opportunities. I'm skipping a bit forward. So meanwhile, the rest of the world is beginning to collapse under the weight of the exploding human and material costs of this new era. Workers in Kenya earn starvation wages to filter out violence and hate speech from OpenAI's technologies, including ChatGPT. Artists are being replaced by the very AI models that were built from their work without their consent or compensation. The journalism industry is atrophying as generative AI technologies spawn heightened volumes of misinformation. Before our eyes, we're seeing an ancient story repeat itself, and this is only the beginning. I read more, but my storage is full and my battery is dying, so I might leave you there, but if you're more interested in this topic, I'm not very far into the book and I'm already learning a lot. And yeah, she goes on like more to talk about how like AI, it's not bad, it's just that it's being used in the wrong way. Like we need to figure out a way that's helping make life better, like to help fight climate change and to help with medicine, like stuff like that. So I don't really have the answers, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like I don't want to be ignorant because I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, this stresses me out too much and then not learn about it. So I'm glad I'm learning about it, and I don't know, I think I'd like to participate in more activism. There's other things I really want to learn how to use, like I've heard that Nightshade can be great. I don't know if it's a website or an app. I haven't actually used it yet, but I would like to learn how to. But it's a way that you can protect your art before you share it online. I'm not sure if encrypt is the right word, but it makes it so that AI can't scrape your art and take from it and use it. So definitely do your own research because I'm just starting to get into that, so I don't actually know how it works yet, but I'd like to find out. So I'm happy that there's some small things that I can start doing, and I think I'm just gonna try to like get involved in my community more, hug my friends, eat good food, read a book, and just try to really focus on enjoying what gives me life and inspires me. And yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what matters, and I don't want to lose sight of that. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you've made it through the whole video, I'm gonna have to go soon because my storage is full, battery's dying, but let me know how you feel about any of what I said. I don't know, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments. If you're an artist, like, do you disagree? Do you feel like this too? Is there ways that you are trying to create in a way that doesn't like burn you out, or are you creating for just yourself? Do you use AI? How do you feel about it? Yeah, okay. Thanks for listening. Maybe if I have more thoughts, I will keep talking about it. Have a good day.